Hey, hey, what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. How's everybody doing this wonderful Sunday afternoon? I had to think about that for a minute. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday afternoon. Hope everybody's having a positive day, doing positive things. Remember, stay positive, be positive, do positive, and get positive results. Let's accept the things that we can't change. It's not a lot of things that we can change. It's a lot of things that we can. So the things that we cannot change and we'll have no control over, we just have to learn to accept them and roll the punches and be as positive as we can. The things we can change, let's change them in a positive way. Stay positive and remain positive. So basically today, I'm coming to you and I wanted to touch on this subject because I'm glad I was able to do this. As a lot of you know, I'm working on the Escort Metallic GT here today. I wanted to change the fluids in it, the oil and the transmission fluid. Well, remember when I took the car on the test drive, the car was popping out of fifth gear. And I was telling y'all it was either low on fluid, it had the fluid was broken down and wore out, it probably past due of needed to be changed, or something was going wrong with the transmission, or the linkage was a problem. So it's four things there that could be causing it to pop out of fifth gear. So I changed the fluid. I changed the oil. Of course, the oil it wasn't like nothing abnormal, anything like that. Didn't see any metal in it, nothing like that. The transmission fluid, on the other hand, that came out a little bit different. So I'm going to show you guys what I found, and I'm going to show you guys what I should have found. So here we go. All right. So that's the way transmission fluid is supposed to look. All right. This is the fluid that came out of the Escort Metallic Escort GT transmission. Now, mind you, notice how that fluid is like black. That fluid should have been changed a very long time ago. This fluid is beyond broken down. Like, this fluid is just done. There's no more. This fluid is it. There ain't no more left in this fluid. This fluid has lost its lubricating ability and all that stuff, man. This fluid is just pretty much being thrown around the gears and pretty much stuff like that. And once the transmission fluid gets to this point, then you start having what you call mellow on mellow, because now it's no longer protecting your gears. If you got an automatic transmission, it's no longer protecting your clutches. I mean, all of your moving parts, man, are pretty much just mating with each other now, because there's nothing to keep them from mating, because the fluid is just pretty much toast. So, and this is why I always preach to people, man. Always keep your fluid changed. Maintain your transmissions, your engines, if you have all-wheel drive, your transfer cases, your differentials, your rear differentials, front diff, all that stuff, man. Maintain it, because this is very important. So, as you can see, you see how much is in here? That's all that came out of that transmission. Now, mind you, these transmissions take about 3 quarts of fluid. That right there, and I'll show you. Let's grab this real quick. Check this out, man. All right, so putting that side by side, you only got a half a quart there. There's no way that transmission can operate correctly with only a half a quart of wore out transmission fluid in it. And I mean, that's just right there. That's just unacceptable. I mean, if you look at the fluid, it's just black. At this point, it looks like almost, man, almost looks like Pepsi or something. Or Coke. A really dark drink. You know what I'm saying? It don't even look like trans fluid anymore. This is the way the transmission fluid is supposed to look. You see how nice, red, and nice, how I can say this. You see how nice and clean the fluid is. You can see right through it. It's transparent. And it's clear. You know what I mean? And it's clear. I mean, I'll show you guys. Check it out. It's clear. See, there's a light right there at the door. And look how clear that is. You can see right through it, right? That's what we want. That's what we want right there in our transmissions. Whether it's a, automatic or a manual. Now, I never recommend to put automatic transmission fluid in a manual anyway. A lot of people argue the fact with me that, oh man, that's what the manual calls for. Yeah, but honestly, man, this transmission fluid was only put in there for gas mileage because it's really thin. If you actually do the research on a lot of the Escorts and stuff from back in the day, they put automatic transmission fluid in the transmission, in the manuals, for gas mileage because, of course, the gear oil was a lot thicker, it was a lot heavier. And, of course, in really cold climates and stuff like that, the gear oil is a little bit stiff and stuff like that. But once you warm the car up, it was fine. I got rid of automatic transmission fluid probably about 20 plus years ago. I never ran it since. And for that reason, man, and you can see the difference. And for that reason, a lot of people, they don't change the transmission fluid in your manual. And a lot of people don't think you have to, but you do. Even if you have gear oil in it, you're supposed to change it. Like, fluid doesn't last forever. Fluid breaks down over time. It loses its cooling ability. It loses its lubricating ability. It loses its protection. It loses protection. Not protection, but it loses its ability to protect the moving parts. So that's why you have to change the fluid. Same thing with oil. Engine oil is the same way. You need to change your engine oil, every 3,000 miles or, when you're supposed to change it. Because if you don't, you can ruin the engine as well. You really can. You can mess the engine up big time. And see, when the fluid starts to look like that, what happens is you have now what's called, you have debris and you have trash now that's in the transmission because now you're allowing all the moving parts to touch and cause friction, and then that causes, debris, metal, brass, stuff like that to get in the fluid and contaminate it. And then once it contaminates it, it moves it all over the transmission. And then now, your transmission's got that stuff all in it and it can ruin it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do not recommend putting automatic transmission fluid in a 5-speed on an Escort at all, period. I just don't, like I said, I've been messing with this platform for over 20 years, and I used to break trainees all the time. Couldn't figure it out. Well, it was because I was running ATF. ATF, technically speaking, is not really made for a 5-speed transmission. Now, some manufacturers may tell you that's what they recommend you to run, but that doesn't always mean that's right. You know what I mean? So you really got to look into, you got to really look into the fluid. You got to look into what you're doing with the transmission. You got to look into a lot of things. You know what I mean? A lot of people figure, it's the manual calls for automatic ATF for manual. So I'm gonna go out here with 400 or 500 horsepower and just run ATF. No, you're not doing that. I can tell you that right now. You're not gonna do that. Gear oil is what you want. So yeah. So like this fluid here. Let me look at this. You can't see nothing. I mean that is just, it's just black. You can't see anything through it, man. Nothing. It almost looks like liquefied Sharpie that somebody just, all the ink out of a Sharpie, pretty much, and just poured it in this plastic container here, man. That's bad. That's really bad. And like I said, that's all the fluid that came out of here. That's all the fluid that came out of that transmission. There's no way that transmission can operate that way. One, it has the incorrect fluid level. Two, it's got wore out transmission fluid. Now, this transmission fluid doesn't protect anything. It doesn't keep anything cool. It's lost its, it's lost its lubricating agility, all that stuff, man. It's done. It's smoked. That's what it's supposed to look like. But again, if you guys are running a 5-speed transmission, manual transmission in an Escort of any kind, please don't put ATF in it. Yeah, some of you guys are doing fine with the ATF. You're changing it, regularly and stuff like that. But gear oil protects gears a whole lot better and keeps them cooler and keeps them coated way better than any ATF will. So just remember that. I mean, I'm telling you this from experience. I'm not just talking. I'm telling you this from experience. And a lot of guys are saying that, hey man, the G Series transmission always breaks. I had one break on me under stock power. You know, well, I mean, I've been driving one 400,000 miles and didn't have an issue with it. Why? Because I ran gear oil in it, and I kept the fluid changed. I maintained it. I've been racing with a G Series transmission for going on 4 years now. And again, I haven't had a problem out of that transmission. Knock on wood. I'm gonna knock on wood there. You know, I haven't had a problem out of Donatello's transmission at all. Why? Because I run 85 140 Lucas High Performance gear oil in it, and I keep the fluid changed, and I maintain the transmission. So you guys, you see this right here firsthand. I'm showing you. This is all the fluid that came out of that transmission. There is no way any transmission is going to operate with that fluid in it right there. I don't care if it did look like this. It's still the incorrect level. That fluid right there basically just settles at the bottom. I mean, you know, I'm glad that I actually went ahead and decided to do this maintenance today. And I'm glad this came up because this, you know, this is a great subject for a YouTube video for people to see, you know, the difference between what ATF is supposed to look like and what it's not supposed to look like, whether it's a manual or automatic. But like I'm telling y'all, leave the ATF and the automatic transmission and leave the gear oil in the manual. You'd be better off. Trust me. There's not a lot of people running transmission fluid, you know, ATF fluid in a lot of manual gearboxes, especially racing. You know what I'm saying? So just a word of advice, man. You know, just wanted to show you guys, and just to, you know, just to show you this too. You know, that way you're not saying, hey, well, that could have came out of any car. You know, no, check it out. Well, let's get up under here. Nah. All right, so I left the plug off just so you guys can see. Look how brown that is. That's not the same color as the stuff in that plastic container that's on the table in there I just showed y'all. See how nasty that is, man? And that, you know, that's definitely not good for the internals of this trans at all. Yeah. Sorry. Let's get up out that position. But yeah, man. So I figured I'd bring this to y'all's attention and show y'all what we got here. So yeah, man, this is just not cool at all. Period, man. It's just not good at all. Not good at all. So just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention and let you see what came out of that transmission. That right there will cause it to pop out of any gear. I'm surprised it was only popping out of fifth gear. You know what I'm saying? So just glad the transmission isn't hurt. You know, I don't think the transmission is hurt. I think when we put this in here, we put the correct fluid in there, correct level, and, you know, the other things that are wrong, like the shift linkage and stuff like that, I believe will be fine. But yeah, man. Yeah, so you see the difference. You see the difference there. I mean, look at that. That's what the transmission fluid looks like. This right here is garbage. That's not what it's supposed to look like. So just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention, man, to show y'all firsthand of what the transmission fluid looked like coming out of that Irish Metallic GT. And that shows you right there. This right here shows you that nobody maintained this transmission at all. You know, that tells me right there that nobody really maintained the car, period. Like, you know, the maintenance on it was probably neglected. And that's sure proof right there that it was just neglected, man. I mean, and this is, you know, this is very important. Maintenance is very important to any vehicle, really. Anything. Maintenance will take any moving parts very far. You do not maintain your moving parts, you're going to tear them up. That's just like racing, man. You spend $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 on a transmission, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 on an engine. Great. But if you don't maintain it, guess what? You're going to ruin it. I don't care how much you spend on it. I don't care if you're using billet, steel, I don't care what you use. You're going to ruin it if you do not maintain the engine and transmission like you're supposed to. Any moving parts that requires fluid, man, just change it. It takes, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do maintenance on a vehicle, man. You know, depending on what it is. Just change it. Because you see what you got there. You know, that's not good for your That's not good for your internals at all, you know, as far as the transmission goes. Not good for your gears, not good for your synchros, not good for your seals. It's not good for anything. And the thing about when fluid breaks down like this, it causes so remember I was talking about protection, right? So that fluid also protects your rubber. You know, it keeps your rubber lubricated and protects your rubber, keeps your rubber soft. But when the transmission goes to this state, what happens is your seals get hard, you know, they start deteriorating, and then what happens? You start leaking. Stuff starts leaking everywhere. You know what I mean? So now, granted, I didn't see any leaks underneath this car. You know, I didn't see no leaks at all. But when I drained the fluid, I was just like, that's it. I was like, there's no way that's all. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention, man. And this is, you know, that's bad. This can cause leaks. This can cause This can cause seals. This can cause, you know, this can cause seals to get ruined. This can cause gears to get ruined. This can cause synchros to get ruined. This can cause a lot of things to get ruined. This is what you want. But again, I do not do not recommend nobody use ATF in a manual transmission on an Escort GT, Escort LX, Escort ZX2, Escort 2.0 SPI, Escort 1.9 HO, first gen, second gen, third gen. I do not recommend ATF in none of those transmissions. You guys can say what you want, but I'm standing on business with this one. I'm telling you, I've seen this firsthand. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, some of you guys might get on and say, I ain't had a problem with it. That's fine. But I'm not going to run ATF through my manual transmission. And see, a manual transmission, the gears mesh together. So guess what? That's what that causes. That causes heat. So there's nothing to cool this fluid off. So guess what? The fluid gets overheated. There's no cooler to cool it off. There's no way for the fluid to keep cool. It's constantly at one certain temperature all the time. You know, when the transmission is operation, you got to also think about that. A lot of your automatic transmissions have coolers on them to keep the fluid from doing this. Also to keep the fluid from, you know, overheating. And so this also comes from overheating the fluid. So it's not good for an automatic transmission either. So it's really bad for automatic, because automatic you got your friction plates in there, you got metal plates in there, you got seals in there, you got not synchronizers, but you have solenoids, you know, you have valves inside the valve body, you know, your pump has a relief valve in it, you know, so it's very important to keep the fluid clean in any automatic transmission or any manual transmission. Automatic, like I said, automatic especially, because automatic has a lot more going on than a manual does. So, hope this was very helpful to you guys. If you have any questions on which fluid you should run, which fluid I recommend that you guys run, let me know. I can point you in the right direction. You know, but this is bad. That's terrible, man. That's bad. And I bet a lot of you, I'm going to say this, I bet a lot of you haven't even changed the fluid in your manual transmission. And you're probably really bad about maintenance, and you need to be really good about it. Because this right here will kill any transmission. G-Series, 4EAT, I don't care what it is. You know, ATF, you know, any automatic transmission out there, you know, any automatic, any manual, I mean, that'll kill a transmission all day. That'll hurt a trans all day long. Whether you're racing or whether you're just street driving. This is not good for a trans, period. So I just figured I'd get on here and show you guys this. Now, one more time, check this out. Man, this is only, it's only a half quart. That was in that transmission, man. That's awful. That's just really bad. So you guys, please maintain your drive line. Please maintain your powertrains, because it's very important. Very, very important. I can't stress this enough. You know, I try to do these videos as detailed as much as I can, and I'm telling y'all, that is really bad. That will hurt any transmission, manual automatic. But one more time, I do not recommend anybody to use ATF in a manual transmission, period. Not worried about what the manual says. Like I said, I've done my research on this, and I'm telling you guys, I know it works. I know it works. So yeah. So just want to get on real quick and show you guys, this catastrophe right here, and show you what automatic transmission should look like, automatic transmission fluid should look like, what it should not look like. One more time. Let's do a light test. Clear. Not clear. Not clear at all. That looks like, roofing tar that's been melted down. Or whatever else you may call it. But cool, man. So thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm sure a lot of y'all are probably watching football. I'm probably going to wrap this place up in a little bit after I put fluid back in this transmission in the engine, and actually I've already put oil back in the engine. So yeah, man. Probably wrap this up, but I definitely wanted to get on here real quick and show you guys what I had going on here. That's only a half a quart of trans fluid, and that ain't going to cut the mustard. If that was in an automatic, you could forget about it moving, because it wouldn't. I'm telling you, it wouldn't get far. Promise you that. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in again. I appreciate y'all, each and every one of y'all. Please like and subscribe. If there's any videos out there that I can do that you guys recommend me to do, let me know. I will do my best to put it together. I'll try to do my videos as detailed as possible. So if you guys got any suggestions, feel free to tap in and let me know. Just contact me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, and I will, like I said, I'll do my best to put together whatever you guys want me to put together. All right? Everybody stay positive, do positive, be positive, and have positive results. Positive is the only way. All right? Catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace out.